are going to make our soap called Brother to the Night. Thank you for joining me. I am Shelly Moise from Noelle's Garden, Bath and Body, and I am so happy that you are here with me. We have our oils already melted. We have our additives here. We have our colors, which are gray, white, blue, and a dark blue. And we have a fragrance by the Chandler's Rose. The fragrance is called Nursing Home Lothario, but it's a wonderful masculine men's fragrance. That smells awesome. That we're going to use. We're going to put our soap into this mold. So let's have this over to the side, already set up, so we can just put it in there when we're ready. We'll pour it in here, and then we stick these in there. Right, we are going to stick blend our soap, and then we're going to pour off some of the soap for this color blue, Brother to the Night. That's right, for this color blue. And then we're going to pour off some for this nice dark midnight blue. Yeah, and then we've got this really nice dark midnight blue that we're gonna go for. A little bit of that, not too much. Probably half of our soap is going to be this slate gray. Add in just a little bit of white so that the soap doesn't come off looking too dark. Now my additives were in the refrigerator, and I heated them up, and I heated them a little bit too hot. So we're going to add that to the oils. I don't really need this to stay really loose, but I won't be angry if it stays loose. Now, I don't know if you can see this in the shot, but there are some areas right here where it looks just a little bit different than it does here. Here, it is beginning to emulsify. That is the beginning of the process of turning this into a mixture of just lye and oils, and it actually becoming soap. So this first color here is gonna be my blue. I'm gonna pour off 15 ounces. Let's bring this in so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna pour off 15 ounces, and I have my cup here sitting on my scale. For my next color, it's my dark blue, and I'm pouring off 8 ounces. For my next color, which is my white, I'm pouring off 8 ounces. And my last color is the gray. So now let's go ahead and pour off our fragrance. Let's do this. I'm gonna grab a fresh bowl. Because I'm not using all of this. There we go. And again, that fragrance is called Nursing Home Lothario. This is staying really loose. I'm surprised by that. Okay, so we've got that much fragrance in there. And we're gonna pour some gray in here. And now I'm going to move this out of the way just for a minute, because when you are mixing colors, if you're going to use your stick blender to blend them, which we are, what does Nursing Home smell like? The fragrance Nursing Home Lothario. Hold on just a second. Let me get these. Okay. So that's our gray. And also, when you're blending fragrances, you want to go from lightest to darkest. Man, that stands so nice and loose for me, but I think I'm just gonna hand stir the rest of these in. Even this dark blue is gorgeous. I'll show that to you. I wish the lighting in my home was better so that you can get a good feel for that. Periscope is acting up. No, you know, this military housing that I live in is a triplex, so I don't have a whole lot of light. I just don't have a whole lot of natural light coming in like I did when I was in Hawaii, because we lived in a single family home there. Oh really? I'm sorry. That's no bueno. Okay, so the last pour we're gonna do is I have to pour some gray into here, only to keep me from getting confused later on. So how much gray am I pouring in here? Yes, 8 ounces. Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is bring our mold here. I'm gonna give this a stir, and then we're gonna pour all of this gray into the mold. Tamp that down to even it out. And then I'm gonna set this back up. And now what I'm gonna do, oh, it takes a couple of days before it will no longer burn you. In fact, usually when I unmold my soap and cut it, I unmold it 2 days later, and I cut it 2 days later. I wanted to save some of that for the top. I think we'll be okay. And I cut it 2 days later. I still wear gloves. Now that's for cold process, which is the method that I'm doing. There's another method called hot process where you cook your soap. Using that method, when the soap is done cooking, which is usually about 40 minutes or so, it's soap. It doesn't even have to go through its phase of getting hard. Once the soap is done cooking, it's actually soap, and it will no longer burn you. But with cold process, it takes it a couple days before it gets to a point where it won't burn you. We'll put it all in. Did I miss a question? I'm sorry if I missed a question. I don't know if you guys can hear, yes, I'm making soap. Can hear or not, but probably not, but or maybe just a little, but my daughter is in the living room. And that's why, like, I don't even allow her near me when I'm making soap, because I just don't want to take any chance that something could splash on her. And she knows too, you know, she knows that if it gets on her, it'll burn her. Okay. And this was our white. By the time this goes through its phase of becoming soap, it will be a nice white. Always wondered how soap is made. Yep. This is how you come to the right place. But the lady that asked me earlier about what trace is, and what I meant by sometimes it'll move fast, we would call this a thick trace. But this soap here did not move fast at all. You want to see some fast moving soap, check out some of my previous scopes. You'll see some fast moving stuff. But I used milks. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna mix this a bit. We're not trying to combine the colors. We just want them nice and swirly. And then we're gonna pour these combined colors right on top of here. Can you see? I need to scrape this bowl. Uh-oh. Something's beeping. Hey, Cam? Can you come in here and see what this is that's beeping? I think it's the stove. Can you cut the timer off? Off or cancel. Not the microwave, it's the stove. Okay, let me slap this down. Okay. Now we are going to, how you doing? Looks nice. Oh, thank you. We're gonna put just a little bit of drops on here, and this was our color. That's all this was, just our white color. Let's make sure every bar got some kind of white in it. And a little bit of blue. And some dark blue. This midnight blue. And some gray. I'm so terrible. I'm not watching any of these comments. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okie dokie. Let's do our spoon. Oh, I don't like this. I like to use a regular spoon. This is too big. I don't like that. Let's get a spoon. And I don't have to be so delicate like I have to be with the ladies' soaps, because men don't really care like that. I need it to not look so soft the way that I normally would have them look so soft and delicate and stop because I'll be doing this all day. You're gonna see actually you're gonna see the top, but you're going to see more of the color on the sides and the bottom than on the top. But remember, it's not a girl soap, it's a guy soap. So we have to concentrate on silver, grays, and blues. That's what we concentrating on. All right. Ooh, I can't wait to unmold this. Here we go. And that's what we have. Do I ever make my own blends? Yeah, I do. I sure do. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Okay, so this is our top. Thank you. Thank you very much. See how we go about getting these unmolded. I don't use this mold very often. I'm glad I let this sit for 2 days, that's for sure. There we go. So that's our sidebar. Nice slick look to the sides of it. And the top, yes, it is a big bar. It's a nice chunky bar. But my husband is always saying to me, you have these molds over here, how come you don't use these different molds? To get a little bit of variety in your soap. So these are our ends. And one thing about when you do this method, each bar looks different. Even as you look at this one, this side of it looks completely different than even just this side of it. Hi, thank you for joining. I'm sorry if I've missed any comments. Oh, the scent is a fragrance. Let me look at it just a second. It's called Nursing Home Lothario by the company The Chandler's Rose. So here's the side here. It's interesting how this soap came out, considering what it looks like when we poured it. It was some very distinct colors, but when you look at it here, you don't see those very distinct colors. So I'm wondering if once you begin using the bar, will those distinct colors then show up? Thank you. Hey, how are you? One thing about Brambleberry's website, the company that makes this soap, they say that when you pull the bars off of here, you have to slide them up. You can't pull them off, slide them up or down, but you can't pull them off or otherwise you'll risk tearing your soap. Yeah, this is really, really interesting. Like the colors, remember we poured that gray layer and then we did a swirl, in the pot swirl for the top half, but it all just seems to kind of blend into that gray layer. While when we poured it, it was a very defined and separated layer. I like that one. That's what I was hoping the whole soap would come out looking like that. Thank you. And I'm thinking that once the person washes with the bar, that this is more what it'll look like. But as for now, it's very different. So these, like these kinds of edges here, that I'll clean off so that it's a nice smooth edge. This has been the unmolding of Brother to the Night. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.